We'd live.
Pretty good? Oh, yeah, I turned her off.
Alright. Turned her on. Ooh, squeaker.
Right to the mic. Oh,
Kill shot. Oh, God. That stings.
oh God! Fucking kill shot for sure. Oh my lordy!
Jesus Christ.
That was fucking.
You like that?
That should be a felony. Felony crime. What's We're back.
We live.
We back.
Woo!
Pooping our pants.
Yes, we are. What we
a
got?
week.
Episode 20.
Damn.
God dang.
20 weeks, buds.
20 weeks, which gets us to we'll kind of cover in our first topic. I think we might start switching to every other week.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's just, we're all kind of, I don't know. I think making sure our topics are staying fresh and active, and, we're getting more, of our own personal updates. I think we can cover more of like kind of hot items, spreading it over kind of a every other week span. So we will be dropping, let's see, tomorrow, June 23rd will be the next episode, and then we won't have an episode until, what is that?
Week after the 4th.
Yeah, it looks like the 7th. Yeah, the 7th. So, yeah, the week of the 4th of July.
You guys
will
might
be
have to do that without me.
We'll figure it out.
Because I don't come back till that Friday, that day.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
we'll
If we
figure it out.
if we miss one without Brett, that'll blow. But we can either try to find somebody, or we can just, me and Jesse will actually have an idea.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
we'll
all
see.
good.
I
That'll be in
don't
Alaska,
know
so.
if I approve of that,
I
because I
don't
saw his
know.
eyes light up a little bit. I have an idea.
Yeah, we'll have to play around with
You're
it.
not paid enough to
We'll try to
have
think
ideas.
some. If not, we'll just sit around and fucking
Do what we do.
yeah,
Yeah.
just be stupid, I guess, for an hour of discussions.
I'm stupid for 24 hours a day, so.
Yeah. Well, I have like, I don't know, 24 hours a day. Yeah, there's moments pretty much at all times. Or fucking some, I'll be like, oh.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, God.
How was H-Town?
So I went to H-Town this last weekend. We went down Friday. It's the first trip with the big trailer.
How many
So-
miles was that? One way.
300 and something? They're 350, 330, something like that.
Where is H-Town?
So it's pretty much down 169.
Oklahoma.
We went 169 through Ottawa on the way back. The way back we came way better route. But you can go through Joplin. There's a bunch of different routes you can
Yeah.
go. But
We're at in Oklahoma.
Hartshorn, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Well, didn't you say you drove to Muskogee?
Yeah.
It's on the same road, just an hour
Oh,
further
okay.
down. They're pretty much right there.
Is it Muskogee or Muskegee?
No, it's Muskogee.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. Get
Yeah.
shanked.
Yeah.
The Muskogeans
They
are
actually
going to come
do
up
have,
here.
they used to have a little no prep deal in Muskogee.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
I already talked shit on them, like, subconsciously on, like, the first episode of, like, you gotta be a white trash ass town to have a fucking thing like that. But again, it's cool. It's cool. Anyway, keep going.
We got down at 7:30 p.m. We got there, got set up.
The day before.
Friday, yeah, the day before.
Okay.
We got set up, got the car out, got the golf cart out, got everything out, and we went to bed. And then in the morning, I put a brand new trans cooler on the car in the morning because I broke my old one. Well, I half-assed mounted it, and I bought a different one.
Did you get the O'Reilly special, or did you
That's
have
the
it?
one that was on the car. Was
Oh.
the old Amazon special, just to get it going. But I bolted a new one underneath the car Saturday morning because I had 9 hours to get ready basically.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause-
Plenty of time.
They had to do the cruise and all that stuff and chip draw. So it was 1:30 before we did chip draw, and then I had to wait for Daly and True Street because I was in big tire. I got my shit pushed in.
Big tire or small tire?
I did big tire and small tire
You did both?
just to get passes. The car did fine. We had no issues, really no issues with the car. Like, we had no leaks. We had, no bullshit. Brakes worked. Everything worked other than, for some reason, the wastegate's not controlling worth a fuck.
Did it just spin again?
No, it dead hooked, but it didn't do what I told it to do.
Yeah.
It's still, I think dome pressure was 11. We were targeting 10, but it was still just trying to go to the moon. Still went to 23 pounds of boost.
And it did hook up though?
Yeah.
Out there?
Yeah, it didn't have no issue.
Well.
Felt great top end.
Yeah.
There was some steam there.
Just had to put more in it down low. And
I tried to put more in
you
it down
can't.
low. It just didn't want anything, and it's still having problems building boost for some reason. You think Jesse mentioned maybe adding another wastegate?
If you're commanding 10 pounds of dome and it's still seeing 23 pounds of boost, I mean, it's not going to be 1-to-1, but
I think that his setup has a big enough wastegate on it, I think. I mean, it's a big hog-ass fucking wastegate.
It's a 66.
small motor, big turbine, though.
He doesn't need more wastegate.
don't
There's no
think?
way, I don't think.
The Mo mentioned, and then my fuel pressure was being weird. At like 19 pounds of boost, it was 57, which is not what I want. And then at 23, it was 75. So Mo mentioned maybe a vacuum issue.
It could be. I mean, that's
But-
everything
But it's acting like the wastegate's not wanting to, I guess, open and just dump. Because at 10 psi dome pressure, it shouldn't be 23 pounds of boost.
What would
You would think it'd be,
Every car is
More.
different. That's the
having
problem.
that
yeah.
3-inch hot side between its headers? You know what I mean? The hot side's all made out of 3-inch, and that's pretty large diameter for hot side piping, I believe, right?
For that smaller motor, yeah, it should be like 2 or 2 1/4.
If it was too big, what would be the symptoms of that? Would it be boost? Would it be the opposite way of not being able to control it, or would it be like that's?
It'd be slow to spool.
But it wasn't slow to spool at first. Like when Mo came over and we put a half-ass tune and he did a spooling table and then it
Yeah, lights off.
I got a video of it lighting off quick as shit, but then now it's not.
But as far as opening the gate, that's all that would still happen no matter what via the vacuum side.
Yeah, it's CO2 controlled.
Yeah, I got a onboard air. It's at 100. And it's in the...
You replaced that line and everything?
Solenoids are working and all that's working.
And you replaced that wastegate line. That was weird.
Must something stuck in the
fuel
wastegate.
pressure deal mixed with boost control issues both could be definitely vacuum related, because if you're having issues where the regulator's not getting the correct vacuum reference and it's not adding the fuel, telling it to add the extra fuel pressure mixed with, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think the fuel pressure is going to cause it to do weird stuff on the boost side. A vacuum, if it's the wastegate's CO2 operated, so the only thing that's going to be remotely in the vacuum tract is going to be the reference line off of the turbo.
Right.
So I don't think a vacuum issue is going to cause your boost problems. Vacuum issue could cause your fuel pressure problems.
Well, it can cause your overboosting for sure. It can, because if the wastegate's pinned shut and it's not opening up. If your reference line on the bottom of the wastegate have a hole in it, it will overboost. It'll overshoot. Yeah. It will not open. Say wastegate springs 7 pounds. It'll make depending on how bad the hole is. Let's say it's a small hole, it might start opening at 11 or 12 because it's like a pin size hole, or maybe it's 14 or 15.
I don't think it's that line though. I put a new one in.
Yeah,
unless my boost reference is not in the right.
Yeah, I think the fuel pressure part of it not adding, if he's got 58 pounds of fuel pressure, at idle, and he's making 20 pounds of boost, and it's still 57 pounds of fuel pressure. If it's not getting the vacuum reference onto the regulator, it's not going to add that extra, making 21 pounds of boost or whatever fuel pressure. So I don't know. I think what you're saying too is right though, because it is just coming from the compressor side on the bottom of the wastegate. So those two things wouldn't be maybe direct result being related,
I don't think so either.
unless somehow they're teed together for some reason, which I
But
don't think
weren't
they
you
are.
having map sensor problems when you first started it?
Yeah, I had it.
Because you had it on like a little 90-degree elbow with the sensor
I
screwed
still
into
have
it.
it on that.
You still have it?
Yeah, unless that's my problem.
What is it? What is that?
Well, it's not like
It's not direct in the manifold. He's got a 90-degree like pipe fitting with the sensor screwed into that. It's kind of a remote mount
Oh, for the.
map sensor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I don't really see that being an issue either, because I've seen guys put
the remote.
all sorts of vacuum blocks with remote mount sensors and everything.
My sensor's remote mount and just has a one reference line coming from the
Yeah.
intake over to it.
So I don't think that would be an issue.
Where's your dome pressure sensor?
It's on the wastegate.
It's on the wastegate?
In the top.
And it was reading 11 psi of dome.
Yeah.
I hate these fucking CO2 issues. Oh my god.
Well, I don't know.
Dealing
you
with the
and me
same
both.
shit on a different car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know.
Jimmy's car is doing some weird shit too. We can talk about that. Oh my
I mean, it
God.
spooled up. That, like I said, we did it twice. It spooled up no problem. But after that, we just had nothing but fucking issues. So I don't know.
Well, the only thing you haven't changed yet is a sensor itself, right?
I swapped out the dome sensors.
No, the map
No,
pressure.
I haven't.
Because then that would, if it's,
It's a
reading,
Holly.
if it's reading incorrectly, then I mean, I don't know. There's got to be a way to ohm it out to make sure it's okay, but I don't know what the scale is on the sensor. But I would say, I wish I had a spare. I gave my.
Well, you mean like it's saying it's making 20 pounds of boost, but it's really not making 20 pounds of boost because the sensor scaling's incorrect, or what?
Yeah, like the sensor scaling could be incorrect, so you're commanding 11 pounds of dome, but it's doubling the map pressure off based off of what the sensor's seeing. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The map sensor.
Yeah, could be reading double,
Yeah.
but I don't know. That's a
I
good
guess
one.
I need to double check and make sure it's set at the right sensor that I put in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be a
Was
3.5 inch Holly.
What size is a sensor? Is it like a 5 bar or
3.5.
3.5?
The internal 1 bar. No, I'm joking.
I did.
We're
have
tricking that
when
mug.
When I was nitrous, that's what I had.
I forget what the max.
But dude, I mean, up top
It's
when it started making
he's not
23
even
pounds
close.
of boost,
3.5
it
bars.
was-
Not even close.
Everything seemed
It's like
fine,
40.
like fueling and
It's
everything.
like 40 or something like that.
It still would hit the target air to fuel and all that, but for some reason, I think fuel pressure could be a vacuum problem. But like you said, unless if the map's not getting an accurate reading, then maybe it's throwing the boost numbers off.
That's what I would think. Because, I mean, it's very, well, if it's...
Because it says it's targeting 10 psi dome, and it's reading. It says the dome sensor is reading 10 psi dome, so
then your solenoids and everything for the CO2 are working correctly.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it
So
shows.
it would be after that. It would be on
Yeah.
down the line. So, yeah, like a map sensor issue, or like Brady said, it could be a vacuum leak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder...
And are the fittings leaking?
have to spray
Cheap fittings. I mean,
they're fucking stainless fittings. I mean,
where'd you get them from? Motion or
work
work?
for the map sensor.
We just had stainless.
I got stainless bodied push locks.
Yeah, we had stainless body push locks on the when we were on that dyno with Jimmy's car, and we had him in between, or he had him in between the wastegate lines when he turned on the CO2. We heard,
Yeah, no,
and
I
then
checked
no matter
all that.
what, it would not crimp onto that push lock line he had.
Yeah,
Like
no,
the line
I
was
wouldn't
too
grab
small.
it.
I checked
Yeah,
all.
it was wrong. It was all messed up,
that
and we
damn-
switched the lines. And
that
then
compressor barely kicks on. Like I had some leaks at
well,
the
if it
compressor,
was,
but
the compressor wouldn't be kicking on, because if you're having a leak, it would probably be on the other side. It wouldn't be on the CO2 side. It'd probably be on the reference side. Because if it's acting like it's not opening the gate. Because if it's commanding 10 and it's giving it 10 and it's making the 20 pounds and it's not regulating below that, it means it's not opening the gate when it should be. It's just pinned.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. That's like, so if the lines are I don't know.
Well, so the VS Racing Turbo has like a spot I tapped and put the 1/4-inch push lock in it.
On the compressor cover?
But it shows like on everyone else's diagram to put it like right on the snout, I guess.
After this, we'll have to go downstairs and look at the truck because the reference line goes to the bottom of the gate.
Right.
And then the CO2 line goes to the top of the gate.
Right.
And then, like my precision gate, I had to drill and tap a spot for my dome pressure sensor.
Mm-hmm.
But
mine had the spot for it.
Okay. Then yeah, I don't think it's on the CO2 compressor.
I would be leaning towards, oh yeah, it needs more wastegate too, but that's a lot of. It's got a 60 millimeter, a 60 what? It's a big ass wastegate, and it's not. I mean,
but you're controlling 8 cylinders with it.
Yeah, but single 48s work all day long on turbo LS stuff. I have 2 38s on mine. I mean, which is still okay, but there's like the traditional standards, like 148 on a stock LS stuff or single LS stuff. 60 is huge. I mean, it's a hog ass fucking
it's a
wastegate.
big gate, yeah.
There's I just don't think there's any way it needs more, but I don't know. 'Cause his placement's perfect. I mean, it's coming. It's his wastegate priority is apps. That's kind of going to be another question somebody's going to have. I mean, you can look at the previous photos, or we can, you can look at Brett's photo. I mean, he's got the Motion Raceworks wastegate merge coming. Literally, they're down and forward headers, and soon as it starts coming this way, it's coming right off. So it's
perfect.
It really is perfect wastegate priority. So I don't see how that could be. What springs do you have in it again?
It's got a 5-pound spring in it.
You're sure it's got
we
5
We
pounds?
put one in it on the dyno.
And if you put 0 pounds of dome pressure in it, it will make what? It will still try to make 20 with nothing in it.
I guess I need to try it. But I know when I was fucking with it, yeah, it did whatever it wanted. When
did you? I guess maybe we should look at your boost ramp too. When did you start trying to put all the?
Down at H-Town, my second pass, I put it at a flat 10 pounds of dome, and then I pulled timing.
Well, that's why I was making 20.
Yeah.
And pulling timing, it'll want to spool
fast
harder. It'll spool harder.
But it didn't want to spool at all.
Really?
On the brake.
Oh, on the brake it did
Yeah.
it? If it didn't want to spool, I mean could be a couple things. It could have been fat and loading up just full of fuel, because if they're really fat, they have a hard time spooling up. Or it could have needed. I've seen Mo's timing retard in it though. It's got a cool little timing retard table built into it for when he gets on the brake. So that's the thing though, is maybe Mo can help you work on it, or when you're traveling, especially, I mean, because the air is completely different here than there. I mean, maybe that makes a huge difference. I mean, if it's super. There's not a breath of fucking air outside, your car is going to feel the exact same way. And it's going to spool completely different than when the air is really good. And that's why, you see all those guys doing all their 2-step checks beforehand, and they don't want to get to the line and say, fuck, they don't want to spool. So the changes they're making is maybe, they're pulling at, making their timing dips differently, or they're doing some different things, or maybe they're needing to take away a little bit of fuel or add a little bit of fuel depending on in that given day. So
I mean, unless I don't, I definitely have a vacuum issue for the fuel. That's not right.
Yeah.
There's something going on.
Unless 10 pounds of dome's fucking 23 pounds of fucking boost on my car.
It shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't be with a 5-pound spring. It should be like 15 to 17 maybe. I mean,
I was saying he had 23 on his to make. I think 25.
But even with that
every
much gate,
different.
Yeah, every car is different. But you would think with that much gate on it, it would be closer to 1-to-1.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would think.
Mine's like Mine's about 1-to-1. It's pretty close.
Mine's
It's
within
pretty
3 pounds.
Mine will, yeah, it takes us a little bit more.
Because even like I can get on the like, so I went after the second pass, I went down and I turned up the fucking RPM on the brake and I put 10 pounds of dome on the fucking button for the launch, and it got to 10 after a couple seconds, but it wants to fucking go to the moon. Mm-hmm. It won't just sit there it won't just rev at 10 pounds of boost on the brake. It'll try to go to fucking 20.
I think
On the brake?
On the brake.
I think one thing we shouldn't. I mean, you can do it really easily, but go ahead and activate on the V3 tables. They have dome versus boost pressure, and basically I think it's would be considered open loop boost. Maybe it's closed loop boost.
That would be closed.
Yeah, closed loop boost control. So it's what your target boost versus what your dome pressure is, and it basically correlates the two together. So there's two different lines. I'm not going to do a very good explanation of it, but there's a lot like Devin Vanderhoof and Joe Simpson, and there's other guys that have videos out there on YouTube. But it's explain that's a new V3 update to where you can put like a target boost line or target boost number in there. So then if you've missed it somewhere in the dome pressure side, it can kind of correlate to like, okay,
self-correct.
Yeah, self-correct to be where you want to be. So that might be helpful, but it does seem kind of odd that a 5-pound spring, 10 pounds of dome pressure, making 20 pounds, and this is something that has plenty of gate. So if that was like, if you had like a single 38 millimeter wastegate, or maybe even like a small 40 something on it with that big of a turbo, and it needed, it was kind of overshooting your wastegate limits. Like, you have a 5-pound spring in it, it makes like 8 or 9 pounds on that spring without anything in it.
That would be the deal, is just shut the boost controller completely off and see what it does.
Yeah, because if it exactly.
Just
if it regulates
dome and see what
5 to 7 pounds.
I don't even have to turn my Mac valves on.
I would just shut the air off.
Yeah.
Just unplug your compressor and drain the tank and go make a pass.
Yeah.
Just
And
so
if
know.
if it does the same fucking thing, then
Yeah. Or
there's an issue. Yeah.
that's the for sure way of doing it. The easiest way to do it, if you didn't want to do that, is just command 0 across the board, and then it shouldn't regulate it. So but what Jesse's saying is like it's just dummy proof it, for sure. So, I think that is what I would do.
Because I bet it will. I bet it'll do the same fucking.
What I would do is I would disconnect the air system completely, go make a pass, hook it back up, air it up, and then go make another pass commanding 0. Mm-hmm. And then that would tell you, okay, my ECU is commanding 0. It's still seeing, say, 8 pounds of boost. Close enough to 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Then you know that the ECU is commanding 0. So then you could start trickling dome pressure, add 5 pounds of dome to it, go make another pass, and then be like, oh, it made 15. Yeah. Now we have an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I command 0, it should only be making like 5-ish.
5 to 7. I would say 5 to 7. Let it all
out the gate.
Yep.
It should let everything out the gate.
Yep. Yeah, it should only make I would say 5 to 7. Probably should make 5, but if it makes 7, then it's within reason. I guess if it makes 20, you have a fucking problem.
I have a reference issue. Probably.
Or you have too much spring in the dome. Because if you think about it, it's got a 5-pound base spring in it.
Yeah.
Then you're adding dome pressure on top of it. I don't know. Because, like, the truck on 0 dome pressure makes 6 pounds, but I have 2 3-pound springs, or 1 3-pound spring in each gate.
Yeah.
So 6 pounds is what it'll see. So.
Yeah, because 5-pound spring, it should take 5
It should make
to
5
open
pounds.
the wastegate.
Yeah. So.
And if it's not doing that, if it's going to 20, then maybe the wastegate's fucked up or something.
Or you just have too much. Add 5 pounds of dome, see if it makes 10 pounds of boost. Because then you're essentially doubling the wastegate spring.
Yeah. You mean like second or third like run after you've already turned it off and everything.
Yeah, eliminated the mechanical and the ECU situation.
That's what I would do.
And then add 5 pounds of dome. And be like, okay, so 5 pounds of dome is really 10 pounds of boost.
It's because you could be chasing your tail when you didn't need to in the first place. Like, because you have a brand new platform. You have never been turbo before. It's a completely new learning curve. Yeah. Everything could be working correctly. It's just a learning opportunity.
You got to learn the car.
Learning the car, learning what some of the different, weather is right.
Because I need to get it to school because I need to fucking run with those guys. I need to leave on like
converters. The converter will definitely make a big difference too.
Well, it drops like 1,000 RPMs every shift.
That's fine.
Mine dropped 700. I just checked. From those logs that me and you did. Mine from first to second gear is only 700 RPM.
I don't think I'm going to worry about converter right
That's
now.
pretty loose.
Mine drops 2,000 RPM. Yeah. That's a lot.
I don't think I'm going to fuck with it yet. Quite yet.
I wouldn't.
What?
Not until you get
converter. The converter? No. Yeah, get a good solid A to B.
Early, yeah.
Make sure because the spool thing, I think you can Band-Aid it.
That can be remedied, yeah.
Yeah, to get it to do good enough. But the boost control thing is just let's make sure that there's not an issue, and if there is, fix it, and then
down track.
Yeah, because a vacuum issue could be hurting me on building boost because it could say I'm in a different fucking map spot on the spooling table, and it's not.
It could be. I would put that honestly after we just went down this rabbit hole of the conversation.
Yeah,
I would. At this given I would almost lean towards first thing I would do is just go disconnect the air and go make a hit, and just that'll be your everything else from there because
like 3 weeks.
The map.
Where are the keys at? Me and Brady will fix it.
Well, I took off both cold side pipes, my hat, and the window frames are getting powder coated.
Oh, turds! One of those due back.
Probably next week.
Oh,
I'll
bet.
be gone.
What do you, Jesse? What do you got to do on your truck?
Man. So, had a wiring issue.
Right.
And, me and Dylan, my best friend Dylan would call him. He's over helping me put the trans in it. And he was under the truck, doing converter bolts, getting everything tightened up, and I had the power on because I got a bump button on the frame rail.
Right, to spin the converter.
Yeah, when to do the bolts so you're not turning the motor over. So he was under there bumping it, and then I was at the back of the truck doing something. I was getting ready to make a connector for my internal dump valve or external valve.
Right.
And he was like, "Hey man, something's smoking under here." So my first instinct, go shut the power off. Right. And I did, and I mean, sure as shit, I looked under the truck, and it was smoke all around the transmission. From the truck harness going into the transmission harness, that connector, it's a 3-pin weather pack. From the 3-pin weather pack connector all the way inside to the internal trans brake solenoid, fucking smoked. Like, insulation gone. Smoked. Damn. I have no idea what fucking happened. I've been trying to figure this out in my head and doing some research. The truck's on 16 volts. I've got power to the trans brake constantly, 100% of the time. As soon as you turn the power on, ECU off, there's 16 volts at it.
So it's the solenoid or something along that side.
I don't
know. Do you just have it wired to a 12-volt source? Is it not wired to a keyed source?
Have you checked your... Sorry, I'm not trying to add like 1,000 different things. Have you checked your pin map on where like, is the trans brake just constantly engaged on the, like, I don't know if it's wired in your EC or if it's wired in the Fuel Tech or if it's on the smart wire, but...
It's wired into the Fuel Tech, and I've looked into that. It's activated at 0 volts, so ground trigger. And then... I need to look at my output section because at Topeka, I figured out why it was doing what it was doing at Topeka. Mm-hmm. I made a new map by accident, and I didn't bring over my old outputs to my new map, so my new outputs were completely wrong. So I figured that out, loaded that in the truck, and now I'm still having this issue. So I don't know.
Yeah, because it almost sounded like... Because if everything's wired properly, if that on Holly for say the same way it's a ground trigger.
Yeah.
So there gets a ground input trigger to tell the trans brake to turn on.
Right.
And then there's an output side that runs through the PWM, the little wire
Solid
coming
state,
off. Yeah, the
yeah.
solid state. So that really all that does is control bump, to pulsate the brake, and then I guess it also tells it to turn on
Actually,
too. Yeah. And it does that through so it could be like the input trigger, or I guess it could be that would be, because if the wiring was done correctly, the only thing I could think of is if the fuel tech was just saying for some reason it was pinned to where something that was in place or on that pin where it's wired to is like constant, like turnkey 12 volt switch power.
Well, that's how fucking mine was until we fixed it. Because I've never been able to use my rev limiter. I had it wired fucked up for like 3 years, but I didn't care because I didn't really necessarily need
The limiter.
the rev limiter.
But that's what's pissing me off, because last year during my birthday, truck flawless, no problems. It was doing what I was telling it to do. Had a great night. All I did was rebuild the motor.
That's so weird.
It's the luck I have. I don't know if I'm doing it to myself or if it's just I have to be doing it to myself.
And you didn't have was it just shortage or something?
I think I would
think
lead to it's.
But
So I guess the only option is to rewire it and then
try it again.
and if it does it again, then
Yeah, but I called M&M about it. They were super cool about it. They gave me a new pass-through connector and all that cool shit. But he asked, did you have fluid in the training? I said, no, we hadn't gotten that far. He's like, well, fluid cools the trans brake solenoid because the solenoid's internal, it's not external.
Oh, okay.
So he was thinking maybe it overheated, but that still doesn't...
Why was it
That
on?
makes-
Right.
Yeah,
That still doesn't explain why it had power to it.
Yeah.
But my thing is the main power was onto the truck, but the ECU was off. So it wasn't like key on, it was on, no matter what.
Yeah.
So the ECU was not on.
Correct.
Okay, then yeah, I take back what I said about if truly the trigger source of the trans brake is on fuel tech, then that can't be fuel tech telling it to turn on. So it's got to be wiring or something.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't sound like it can't be that complicated.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's just dealing.
Just tracing shit back.
Yep.
Figuring out what the fuck happened.
Fucking problems, man.
Something had to have gotten pinched or something weird when you
Something, yeah.
put the motor in, maybe, or I mean,
But that would tell me that it's up at the relay,
yeah.
because that's the only thing that's between the trans brake and the ECU is a relay.
It's like one of those NOS relays or whatever.
No, I think it's just a hella solid state. I do have a brand new NOS.
Hella gay. Might switch to NOS.
I do have one.
Hella shit.
Yeah, hella shit.
If that's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we won't talk shit already,
But no, I was digging through all my shit. I'm like, well, dadgum, I got a brand new NOS solid state, just chilling. So might be
Swapping it.
yeah, but it just
That'd be
pisses me
crazy.
off because like I said, last year, no problems. I could have the power on, the ECU turned on for hours, sitting there testing
And
shit.
never fucking-
You
Never
should be
have
able
a
to.
problem.
Yeah, and you should
But-
be able to.
But I also had fluid in the trans when I was last year when I was going through all this wiring problem. So that's the only variable that I know of that's changed.
Put fluid in it and
It just
redo the wiring.
But it was so fucked up, man. I pulled the tranny pan down and there's smoke coming out of the pan and stuff. I'm like, fucking yikes. It was smoked.
God damn.
Now I just want to go down there and be like,
Go for it, bud.
I bet it
done.
smelled
I like
wonderful.
that shit. I don't know why. I don't need any more of it in my life right now. I'm doing that shit with Jimmy's Camaro right now. Oh my god.
I like it, but I don't like revisiting the situation over and over and
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
It's like
Yeah.
I thought I had this shit fixed.
Right. But
Yeah, I started working on the square body a little bit too. I took a break because I'm going to Alaska next week, so I'm going to be Camaro's not going to be touched for like 3 weeks.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I ordered the front drive shaft for the Square because it's got an MP203, so it's got pretty much a differential transfer case. So if you don't have load on it, it'll act like it's in fucking low gear all the time, no matter what you put it in.
Right.
It will act like you can't. It will act like it won't shift.
Like it's in low.
Yeah. So I got to do that. Put the front drive shaft in. I got a floor mat, big rubber floor mat, and I got a new seat cover for it.
Be cruising the Square around?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
Getting fucking 5 miles a gallon, baby.
Looking bitch and doing it, though.
Well, that's my plan. If I can get it running, driving good, I'm just going to drive it around, and my Cummins will just stay over at my dad's just for pulling trailers. And then I'll just kind of daily the Square around.
I'm going to be
That
jealous
sounds
as
nice.
fuck when you come over in it.
Yeah.
That sounds nice. That's what I want to do so bad.
I need to put one tons under it.
I want to get going on the F100. Just get it, get new tires put on it, and get the fluids changed out, put the new carburetor on it, and just go drive it. But
I think it'd be cool to take the lift off of it and slam it on its nuts, 4-wheel drive, and put slicks on it.
There's one of two ways.
just
you
drive
can
that
go.
hoe.
Yeah, just
drive that hoe.
yeah.
You
I know,
got a
'cause I
race
was looking
car.
at, because I needed to buy a new set of slicks because I still have those Goodyears from like a year and a half ago, and it hooked. When it hit 23 pounds, I felt it, and it just planted and fucking went.
It's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, I know, and I'm like, I need to turn it up. I need 35 pounds. It does. I mean, if I'm gonna be competitive, we're gonna have to be 35.
Wing that bitch like 7,500.
Yeah, that too.
Probably like 88.
God damn. I got to put that other fuel pump on it.
That's a $100
too.
motor. What are you crying about?
Well, yeah, but I don't want to have to. Well, I guess I can just throw the L33
You gotta get
in it.
get the. This is your steps. Put the other fuel pump. Or first of all, make sure no boost control issues are there. Get the other fuel pump on it. Get it set up on Holly for a trigger to turn on at like fucking 5-10 pounds, whatever you want to do. And then go get some data. Then send it off to a converter guy and get a good converter in it, because that thing is eating up so much horsepower. You don't have to like. There's no way I think it'll make a lot more power with the right converter in it. Like for sure, my car would be the same way. Like 700 RPM drop with
It's
on
like
power
not
glide,
shifting.
first to second gear.
Yeah.
It's like yeah.
Yeah, I was watching the Falcon. They'll show the shifts.
Yeah.
And it like drops like 200 RPM or something stupid.
Yeah.
It
It eats it up, and that's why it. I mean, I don't know.
It's also heating the converter really bad. Hot.
Yeah.
Like Mongolian who hot.
Yeah.
That'd probably be a really good converter to just hold on to for like if I ever do no prep like that car though, because it probably would be pretty good on a shitty surface, just eating up some power.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
stuff.
mine has
it doesn't
no
have,
issue hooking fucking in the.
It's got pretty good low end and mid range. It just runs out of breath up top. Like I'm lacking mile an hour, and it's got to be that.
I would tighten your converter up like 200 RPM.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do. I don't know if I just go and get a whole new unit and just sit. Probably this is one of those It's a Pro Torque billet deal. I just got it off Turbo Bullet off some dude that had it for a Turbo LS application.
Send it off to Pro Torque and have them.
Yeah,
it's cheap. It's like $300 usually. 3-4.
To redo them.
Yeah.
How long is the lead time?
A couple weeks. It's not too
I know
bad.
Cody's like, just buy a new one and then leave that one in, and then when you get the new one, swap it out. I was like, yeah, but that's another fucking. You're talking $200 or $300 to have it fucking reinstalled, and then
I will
a new
say,
one's fucking $1,300-$1,400.
I will say, bolt together's.
it'd be nice.
I got talked out of it.
Shouldn't have done it.
Because the one that's in mine's still $1,200.
Yeah. I got a bolt together in the truck, and it was so nice to have it on the bench. So when I had the transmission sent off to M&M, I'm like, oh, I want to go through the converter. Nothing was in it, but it was just nice to be able to do it on the bench instead of...
No, there was no polishing shot in it.
No.
Did you see his converter now?
Yeah.
It's like fucking purple or some shit. They got fucking. They said it had to get like 960 fucking degrees to get that hot.
To change
like,
colors.
What the fuck?
That's smoking.
God damn.
I'm surprised it come out of the pilot on the crank. That's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yikes. I'm not laughing. Actually, I am a little bit, but it's crazy.
It sucks.
It
yeah.
sucks ass. But jeez Louise,
Yeah.
what the hell's going on there?
What's really going on?
They got some weird shit going on. That's
above my pay grade.
yeah, that's a whole different can of worms. And I'm
Oh, I was gonna tell you, we fucking damn near got tornadoed fucking Saturday night.
Oh yeah, the fucking weather down there was wild.
Yeah, car sat outside the whole fucking time. So the window frame started rusting. I'm like, I'm getting these bitches powder coated before it gets rusted.
Oh, on your for your Lexian?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I could have just rattle canned them, but I'm getting the cold side and the hat, the Pro Charger hat, and the window frames would be purple. Majestic. I don't fucking know. Majestic
Damn.
purple.
Majestic.
Majestic.
I
I did meet Jimmy Dale. I met Jimmy Dale this weekend. He was there.
Did you?
Yeah, he
Did
got
you
beat.
fangirl?
I bought a shirt.
Look at you.
yeah.
I bought a Magic Johnson shirt.
Yeah.
He got beat by an all-wheel drive Honda Day Soul.
Yeah, that thing was kind of cool.
I won $40 on that race.
Fuck yeah.
I was fucking betting. I was slanging money.
Yeah, and then he split on the other class he was in.
Yeah. I didn't watch his video, but how many cars were left? Did they say? Was he in
Started
daily
raining.
still?
I think
or-
like 4 or something maybe.
Oh, okay. Damn, if it didn't rain, they would have been done early.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I lost $20 on, or I think I lost $40 on Jason Rank versus Bones. He's having issues or something.
Rank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ranking
Join
it
the
up.
club, Rank.
Dude, Bones. So I saw Bones' setup. What in the fuck? His wiring and all that shit looks wonderful. Like that looks great, but like the turbo kit's like just slapped together
So
and
you
it
need
fucking works. It's just an on-3 turbo.
That's what pisses me off. You see the cars out there, they're like, wow, that looks jank as fuck. And then it hauls ass, and you go,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Well, it's light, there's no front end on it, shit. But it, like you said, it's just a on-3 turbo. It's a cheap wastegate blow-off valve, and it's stock headers looking up. He has them flipped around. They have them looking up, and they just come up at 90s, it tees into that one, and just goes in the fucking turbo. Simple. And it fucking runs its ass off.
A lot of
those
boost. And
the
a lot of
boost.
testing.
Yeah.
Figuring it out.
Yeah.
Light. Everything just works
Jimmy
right.
Dale. Which one's that?
Mustang.
Jimmy Dale?
Fox body.
The
You probably haven't seen
silver,
it yet.
Two-tone silver.
It's a
Fox body.
nitrous small block Chevy.
434, I think, or something like that. Small block.
He was in Daily Driver and
Let me tell you, Daily
and
Driver and True Street, they're
True
fucking
Street.
fast.
His car is fast as shit.
Yeah. Not fast enough to beat a Honda.
Like 580s? fast?
Something happened on that
He
race.
blew his fucking tires off.
Oh yeah, he put too much in it. That car is fast though. They were 1-1. They've raced two other times and they were
All-wheel
1-1.
drive, all-wheel drive Hondas are a force
Well,
to
and
be
that's
reckoned
the
with.
thing was, like, with betting money, everyone's only wants to bet on, Jimmy Dale or Jason or, the known fast guys. I'm like, fuck it, I'll give the Honda a chance, and sure as fuck.
Look at you go.
That was
I won
ballsy.
about
I would
$100.
not have bet that.
I won about $100.
Jimmy's Dale, fucking Christ. That car usually works every single time. It's
Yeah,
just
well, left lane
A
was a
to
little...
B.
Who's the guy with that old bracket car, the old Impala or Chevelle?
That's Bones.
That's Bones.
The one that has no front end
Front
on
end,
it? Yeah, it's
yeah.
Bones.
Okay.
Yeah, it was an old bracket car. It's a Chevelle.
Yeah, an old. It's got a
Thing.
shitted out 6-liter in it.
It's got heads on it. I don't know what brand heads were, but no. So I went over there to Jimmy Dale's table, and he walked right up to me. How's it going, man? Shook my hand, and I was like, "I'm gonna buy a
He's a
shirt,
man
man."
of the people.
I was like, I'm gonna buy a shirt.
Jimmy Dale for president.
The Kraken was there.
The Kraken.
Yeah.
It's fucking fast.
Yep.
That's the one bad thing about being in the races. You can't see because fucking Waylon was there with Yoshi.
Was
Can't-
Callie Nate there?
Yep, Callie
Yeah,
Nate
gonna
was
say,
there.
I saw the list.
Jason
of,
Rank, the LSSS or the ICT billet truck.
Ryan Mitchell was there.
No,
He wasn't there?
He went to US 36.
Oh yeah, and then Megan spun her
crashed,
car
didn't
around.
she?
Didn't crash. She almost did. I'll replay. I'll talk. We can talk about that.
I haven't watched the video. I just saw the post,
So-
so I kind of figured.
She went up. She drew that Tesla
Plaid.
first race, which Ryan said, like before the race, Ryan said that's kind of why they put that car together. I mean, it's who they wanted to beat when they put the car together, I guess is the best way to put it. So she lined up with them, and they went to leave, and it left, and then probably like 60 foot, 100 foot, it lit the tires up, and then she lifted, and then it kind of kicked it to the side, and she just kind of went like this to counter correct it. And that thing is such a fucking boat. Like, it's just all over. And so when it lit and it kind of started going this way a little bit, she just barely moved the steering wheel like that, and it just started fucking swaying on, swaying on her like that, and then she just and then it spun around like this. And when it was coming into the other lane, the Tesla full fucking throttle. This dude's kind of a badass driver. Full throttle, literally drives around her in between the wall and her, and there's probably this much clearance in between each side. I mean, it was an amazing, where he didn't hit her, and then she was safe and everything. It just scuffed a little bit of paint off like the back bumper or something, and it could have happened to anybody, especially in that car, because you could tell how loose. Fucking loose and it's like tight. A boat, Yeah. So because I really watched it, and I was just like, could I pick it apart? Not really. She lifted pretty quick. Like when it started spinning tires, she got off really quickly, and it started going this way a little bit, and I'm sure it's got power steerings, or at least it has a power rack, I'm sure, in it. So just a tiny little bit of input is a lot. My car is the same way. It's kind of scary. It can be kind of scary a little bit. But let my car's drive. It handles obnoxiously good, and it's extremely tight. So it's not as boat.
My suspension on my car is stiff as fuck.
Yeah.
Like you pick the car up, and it'll take forever for it to go back down.
Does it have a lot of front? It has a lot of front end extension, doesn't it? It doesn't have enough though.
I don't know.
You gonna put
Is there ever enough?
Long travels on there?
Fucking got that Carolina squad on her.
Got some Kings 2.0s.
I have
a remote reservoir.
Oh, yeah.
No shit.
Bend the loops on the top of the shock tire, and they're fucking 4 foot long.
That's what I need. That's something I want to do.
Well, I do need I have UMI upper A arms, and with full extension, the fucking spindle hits the top A arm. So I need to notch out the fucking top A arm.
Yeah.
Because I have aftermarket spindles on it.
Yeah.
They're like 7-8 inches of travel.
It's pretty good.
I need to see how much. My car has a lot factory, but it'd be so fucking easy. That car is basically like a fucking Fox body. Mm-hmm. I mean, it literally is. It's got the front strut, and then at the bottom, it's actually even better than a Fox. It's not better than a Fox body, but the strut. It's just a strut body. So there's the whole front suspension just clamps around the shock body. So the bottom of it is just the bottom of a shock body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the nut on top.
Fucking pervert.
That was pretty good. And then the nut on top. There we go. So no, seriously though, that's I think there's all kinds of possibilities there.
I need to buy some different shocks. So mine are old.
I have the OEM bad boys on there still.
With some tin
Viking doubles all the way around.
Yeah, on the front actually they do have some. They actually do. I bought it like that and never took them off. It looked good. I did take the back ones off and put the stock ones on so I could put the bigger tire on there. And I've been meaning to take the front struts off and put the stock springs back on it. But I'm like, fuck it, it's fine. I had it aligned like that too, so I don't want to do it and then fuck with it again.
Yeah. I want to go to some Avcos or something.
There's a Mustang.
It's my neighbor.
I have Viking double adjustable.
Is it stonk? Will he do a burnout?
No.
Is he nice?
California special.
Oh, how do you know he won't do a burnout?
I don't know. I would shit my pants if he did. Yeah.
He likes the really slow.
When he first moved in, I thought he had a blower on it. Because you come up the street and hear the zzz. Yeah. I was like, hey, I went down there and talked to him.
It's just the idler pulley?
No, it's a fucking power steering pump. I was like, fucking Fords.
You fell for that shit, too.
Yeah, I did.
Man, that thing's got a hog-ass blower on it.
I went down there and he had the hood up. I'm like, motherfucker. I was like, so when are you gonna change that pump? He's like, oh, it still works. God
That's
damn
me.
guy.
That's me. That was my Fox body when I was like 16. Like it fucking there for a little bit. I had this nursing along. Fucking the power steering pump was like, fuck. That thing went through. That was the worst design ever on those cars. We went through like 3 or 4 of them because it was like plastic meets metal, and the bond there was just
the F bodies leak. They always fucking leak.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they leak on your alternator, and then they fry your alternator.
Mm-hmm. That's my favorite though. When you see a for sale ad, oh, it's been mechanic owned. It's like
that's the
that
worst
bitch is
kind of
on
car.
the line.
Yeah.
Junkyard and running and driving.
Yeah.
I swear, facts.
Oh, big facts.
Yeah.
My Nissan prime example.
The Camry's like, yo, how about an oil change, bro?
You're in there working on your BMW. And the car's sitting there like, fuck you, guy.
The brakes, I did put new brakes on it. I waited till the motherfuckers were, because I just don't care. That thing is.
We did get into a roll race. Daily driver roll race.
Oh, yes, we did.
That was fucking funny.
That was funny as shit.
Yeah. I looked over, I'm like, what the fuck?
I was like, I don't remember what the fuck I was doing. I was like, oh, that looks like Jesse. You know, I was just like, I was coming back from an eye appointment, and then we went. I was like pulled up beside him, and I was like, and then he hit it, and I'm like, okay, Camry. I was like, this thing is the biggest pile of shit. I mean, he like drove away from me a little bit, but the Camry did pretty good. I was kind of proud of it. That thing's it is slow.
Yes, it is.
But
so is the old Nissan.
Yeah, but it is reliable, I will say.
Yeah.
As long as it gets me to and from work.
Camrys are
good little
reliable.
unit. Yeah. I don't know if I'll
saw one of those gay ass what are they? Not Toyota, those gay ass Rivians today. Those trucks, those Rivian, that brand of electric truck.
Oh yeah.
It's like 120,000 or something stupid.
I did see a new Hummer last weekend. They were headed towards that concert at the Legends.
There was fucking 8 of them parked at the dealer off 135th.
I wonder how those are going to do. Because I don't think the Mach-E's done very well.
No.
I don't think they've done well at all for sales.
Well, they should have made it. They should have just made it an electric Escape. It's basically what it is. With Mustang
they really
tail
should
lights.
not have shared the Mustang name for that. That was a fucking despot. That was despicable. Yeah. That was like Mustang 2.
Well, and then they have that stupid fucking commercial with the fucking Rangers or whatever.
Yeah. There was
where they're all, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
we've talked about this.
Yeah. There was a lady down at the lake that got a new Mach-E and she hated it, or she still has it, but she's like, I can't make it down here from Lee Summit to the Lake of the Ozarks. She can't make it down there without stopping.
Yeah, they're not for everyone.
It's like a 3-hour drive.
They're not for everyone. I just.
Well, they're commuter cars, man.
Yeah.
That's
30 minutes or less.
Yeah, that's all they're designed for.
If I had an electric vehicle, I still would only. Hard not to just get a Tesla, and even then, I just
don't believe any of the trucks are gonna be worth the fuck.
No,
it's gonna take a long time.
I mean, yeah, half ton going to Home Depot, putting a thing of plywood in, and going home.
Yeah,
but you ain't towing nothing with it.
No, and
not a long distance. Anyway.
GM just announced that they're opening a bigger facility for the Duramax platform. It's gonna be a 500,000 square foot.
Oh, that tells
building.
You what the future looks like.
Yeah. And it showed a picture of Gale Banks standing next to, or, at the new facility. And he was like, I don't believe that the EV technology is there right now. It will come eventually for the medium duty to heavy duty trucks like mine and bigger. But right now it's not going to happen. You can't replace it. There's just no way. I mean,
you can replace commuter cars, but you ain't gonna replace. Well, especially like my work truck. How do you fucking, dude? I'm in and out of that motherfucker all day.
Yeah,
idling it with AC on. Constant.
Yeah, I mean, there's no fucking way I'm gonna have one charge and be able to drive with 1,000 pounds of tools in the back of it.
And making pickups and deliveries.
Yeah, and then go home and put it on the charger.
Well, especially when time is money. You can't stop for 30 minutes and fuel the fucking thing up when you're trying to go from job site to job site, because that's precious time. You know what I mean? Especially when you're in a town of 100, 250,000
Yeah,
plus,
stuck
you know, or plus
Red light
people
to
where
red light.
exactly it's all in town driving. You're not getting on the highway, and
Yep.
to stop to drive out of your way to go do that when people, you know, you're a plumber, you're something
and
that
I
people
believe they're gonna work
need their
for
shit done
commuter
now.
stuff, but
That's about it.
That's all we got right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or God forbid you know, wait
But-
and do all your work and then you got to stop on the way home after you just got done working your whole fucking
and I feel like hybrids
8,
are
9
more the
hours.
way to go for stuff
Hybrids?
Like,
Yeah.
I
'Cause
think that would make more sense to go in that direction.
just
to
because of the
limit-
fact of have the option that I can drive it the battery dead and then I can just drive. I still be able to drive home.
as long as they don't as long as they don't shove like they are, which I think there's been a little less pressure lately because they're shoving something else. This is gonna sound well. Never mind.
Boomerish.
No, I was gonna say shove. Okay, as long as they don't shove it down our throat with the EV thing, is you have to have one. If the supply, manufacturers just come with options for the consumer. Is like, hey, we offer this in an EV option, but there's also gas options because an EV vehicle is really good for some people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the right choice for like my grandma. It'd be great for her because she fucking just goes to the grocery store
Unless she
or
forgets
whatever.
to charge it or something.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
takes
it's like you
off and
don't.
it
She doesn't
dies.
leave very far. There's a lot of people like that, more than you would think. You know, out there where that would work perfectly for a large percentage.
I'm just not
population,
confident
but
with the batteries.
You can't just cut the head off of
Yeah.
gas-powered vehicles. You got to give options and phase them out naturally.
I
if
could
that's what you
I
wanna
could see
do.
the incentive behind it, but that'd be about it. I don't necessarily.
There's just to me, there's no guarantee on the batteries. I feel like
Well, it's not necessarily that. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna last. I mean, how many miles can you put on an EV before you got to replace a battery? I mean, can you put 200 plus thousand? I mean, the typical
Yeah.
passenger car is gonna go 200,000
Yeah.
plus.
We don't really know yet.
Right.
Is the answer? There's not enough.
well, shit, and even like Volkswagen had some of those diesels. They were going fucking 500,000 in the fucking Jetta,
Yep.
Well, those
getting 80 miles a gallon.
my Camry. There's motherfuckers out there with 1,000,000-mile Camrys with stock transmissions in them
Yep.
and shit. Like
Yeah, my Saturn, my little fucking beater Saturn had 250 on it.
Mine's
and it
got-
ran like shit.
mine's got 225 or something like that on there, which is like just breaking in half of those things. You know,
Yeah, but no, I don't see it.
it's not. It's. I
They're
just
cool.
don't think it's affordable for the average
consumer.
consumer. We just
I
can't.
mean, if they, because you can go buy a brand new Honda Civic, a Chevy Cruze, a Fusion for what 20, 22. A base model Cruze is like 22 grand.
But that's a problem, though. Is
Can
they're
you buy a base model electric vehicle for 22 grand?
No, that's also the other problem is they're starting to phase out cars. Ford doesn't offer hardly any cars now, and Chevy they don't. Everybody's going towards more trucks and SUVs.
Yeah.
But there's more trucks on the road today than there ever has been. People are driving trucks like cars.
Well, because I mean, same like you can buy a used low mile truck for the same price you're gonna buy a new vehicle for. A new car, so you might as well just buy a fucking truck.
Yup.
yeah.
Yarp.
If you're buying a new vehicle anyway.
Right.
I guess I didn't update this from last podcast. So the roll race for 1320 I was supposed to go to this last weekend got rained out. So they scheduled it for September 9th. So quite a ways out, but because they're scheduled so far
Are they
out.
strictly
You should
just
get a
doing-
converter for your car.
By then,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm thinking
Are
about
they
it.
strictly just doing that race there? There's not any. Because there's another one I want to go down there that it's the.
Yeah,
I shared it on Facebook. It's small tire. Beaterom is
at
not
I-29.
in it. Yeah.
Oh, where they were giving away like money every single
Every
$100
round, and
around.
then
That was
if you
pretty cool.
lose, they put you in another bracket, which I like that idea.
Yeah,
Second chance.
that's
yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, 1320. I'm sure. So 1320 is scheduled out to like go to like I'm sure they're going to be at that event. They're going to be at events throughout the year. So there was only like a small window when they could play in the race again because it got rained out.
That guy's
So-
fucking getting it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good idea. I think right now, I was gonna go to Heartland Park last Friday for a test and tune and send it. It just schedule. My wife couldn't come and stuff, and I was gonna send it hard. And last time when I ran the 9, she wasn't there for it. And if I break like another one of my milestones, I really want her to be there for it. So it was just like, I'm just not gonna rush it and wait for the time to be right. So I think that's the next plan, is to get it back out and try to push it a little harder. The converter's a thing now, especially now that I got that log that I could see it's not dropping very much. My converter almost might play, I don't know. It just depends, because it's 40 miles an hour at 1,000 feet. I don't know. The converter almost, I don't know how to explain it. It works really well in that amount of time. Like, it does not spin at all. So it like eats up, where I think if it had a tighter converter, I think I'd have a harder time with traction, especially the way I have been doing it. I don't know, Brett, what do you think? I mean, you rode in it the other day when we were doing it. Extra mile an hour at the top, it's hard to say.
Seems like it's fine.
Yeah. But for drag racing purposes, I'm running out, like, I need a different converter for sure. I don't know. That might be a good idea. I might look into that. So
Data log of both.
Yeah.
Data log the roll like you would at that I-29 thing, and then data log the drag race.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Average it. Make like two passes per, setup. Make like 2 passes at a 40 roll, and then go make 2 passes at the drag strip, and then average it.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to get it back out and just see what it'll run. Making some, it's faster for sure now than it was before, and it's lighter, and it's got I want to put more down on the short track. I mean, I barely got into it before. Just basically slowly ramped it in before, and it went pretty good. So I want to see what it'll do, but we'll have to figure out time to go do that. I got to get through. This weekend's my son's birthday party, so.
Yes.
Gotta get all this shit done. My family's coming in town, or my wife's family and stuff like that. I guess it's my family too, but you know what I'm saying. Her parents and stuff like that are coming into town.
In-laws and shit.
Yeah, so gotta get through this shit and then look to do some more stuff, I guess. But just chilling.
Word.
Yeah. What do you think? Anything else? I did not get any more clips of the week. No one sent me any. So. Damn. I know, right?
Fuckers.
Hating. Player
Nobody
haters.
loves this.
Player haters.
Yep. No.
Brett's going to go home and make some test hits.
I can't. I don't have my intake piping.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Son of
You're
a
getting it
butts.
all purpley, majestic, purple unicorn.
Mm-hmm. Majestic.
Same color as his dildo. Majestic purple.
My dildo's skin colored.
Oh, skin color black.
Jesus.
You gotta match the fucking seatbelt, son.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you do have purple seatbelts.
Accents. Man.
Those are out of date for sure, right?
No, they're not. I bought a new one. Well, one is. The passenger one's out of date.
Just one with the
Fuck the
straps.
passenger.
The other one.
Yeah. You only wanted the tag on it?
I bought a new one, so it's not out of date.
Have you sold yours yet?
No,
I bet they're probably impossible to get rid of.
probably being out of date.
I'd fucking ride them. The bad part is if you want to go to a race where they're fucking being dickheads.
Yeah. No, I got to pull the headers off the truck, retorque the heads, and
Yeah.
I got to figure out where my oil leak's coming from. That's driving me nuts.
I bet. That would have been cool to see it at that race, at the truck race at the Ozarks, where
Oh, yeah.
Carrie's going to with the open container. And
That thing's fast.
That thing's pretty cool. They looked like there was going to be a lot of fast trucks there.
Oh, yeah. I would have been a knife to a gunfight for sure.
Well, yeah, without data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been like,
I think you can run with them for sure. If you had data, if it ran like you did on your birthday, is it quarter mile or was it eighth mile?
eighth.
I think you can run with them. Your truck's fucking fast. Would it run? You want to say if you don't want to.
I got to find it, to be exact. It's been over almost a year.
Put your jacket on.
Oh, boy.
Did Ben even reach out to you about the Iowa thing? He probably didn't even watch it.
The Iowa thing.
Didn't you say you
Saying he's
were
from
born
Iowa?
in Iowa?
Oh, no.
Did he reach out to you?
Probably hasn't watched it. Freaking guy.
Is this Honda faster than the Nissan? Surely it is, right? Or no?
I don't know. We haven't raced.
That should happen.
That does need to happen.
We need to do a hard tire daily driver race.
If it was,
Dude.
I can't remember what this one runs like. I know if it was my Maxima, the newer ones, the 2016 style, I would put money on that thing versus this. That thing was fucking quick.
I don't know. Her Honda runs pretty good.
I put like a car on a M3 like mine
God
in that
damn.
thing. Just
Yeah.
I've gapped a modded Cobalt SS supercharged one.
Okay, so the incrementals of my fastest pass was a 129.60. Went 537 at 131 in the eighth. 854 at 138. I let out 1,000 foot.
Going 530 something. I have a hard time thinking that you wouldn't be fairly competitive in that full size in that truck class. Was it all full size trucks or were S10s allowed?
I don't know.
That's the only problem with truck classes is those little S10s.
Full size onlys or
Yeah.
not, yeah. But yeah, I was commanding 20 pounds of dome and it made 23 pounds of boost.
Mm-hmm.
So
The dude that won the truck class at LS Fest, I think West, he
Yeah,
was only
Vegas.
going like 570s or 60s or something, I thought. And
Yeah.
he won the whole thing.
Yeah.
Easy.
yeah, I
So-
don't have an LS powered vehicle.
Well, yeah, but I
don't
mean,
know if they'd let me in.
Carries his LS. It's fast. Running 530s, that's pretty respectable. I think for a full size truck, I think you'd be
Yeah.
competitive.
I don't know.
And that's fucking one pass versus if you start getting data.
Right.
I think you'd be able to take home the bacon on most of a lot
bacon.
of those.
We're going for the bacon, boys.
Bacon.
We'll find out. I gotta
Fix that.
get out of this mental fog.
Yeah.
I'm getting better about it. I'm
Yeah.
starting to work on it almost daily now. So
I want to see. Maybe I need to find some time and me and you can come over and just try to figure out the wiring thing. I like doing that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't even want to get into Jimmy's car. It's just CO2 issues and it acting funny and PID stuff. I think now we're slowly getting into where it was like filling the wastegates full of all the dome pressure in the bottle, like hanging the Mac wide open, and then releasing it all, like filling, releasing. So it's just hanging hanging the positive Mac wide
So cracked
open.
open
So we,
Heard the
yeah, we're all like,
we redid the 12 volts side. That's the only thing we haven't done. We retraced everything. We've been moving shit around the pin map.
almost like there's a piece of trash in the Mac valve.
Well, so you can. That's the thing though, because when you can do the output testing, and I can tell it's a pulse, 10 MSECs for like milliseconds versus in a matter of time. I can get the pulse and tell it to do whatever the hell I want.
Was pressure on it or off of it?
Either
Either way.
way, I believe, because I don't think I ever turned the CO2 off when I was doing all the output testing. So it's just been like,
Aggravating
oh
as
my
fuck.
God, we're both about fucking done with it, where it's like, want to just rip the CO2 off the fucking car and just go back the way it was almost. But
Yeah.
I think I told him, I said, I think there's one way or another I can get this fucking thing to work if I do it. There's like closed loop boost strategies where I can get it to make advanced table. It's not stuff I really want to do, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's something stupid, but that thing's been a bitch.
Yeah.
This trade I spent, went over there earlier this week and spent a few hours over there. We were just chasing stuff, and I think we got it a little bit better, but it's.
mine was doing that, but it was the computer.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, I wonder if it's just the PID setting, because it's a mid-mount turbo car. The Huron speed kits on 5th gens, they're underneath, down by the transmission. So the wastegates are all the way up there. Well, the Mac valves are up in the engine bay. And then the dome pressure sensor is how Motion did his, but it's it's like right under the Mac valves on the T. So the dome pressure is up here. Mac valves are up here. Wastegates are down under the middle. So, but still, it's not. It could be PID settings where it's not reacting fast enough. But no matter what, all the normal PID settings at Holley presets, none of them seem to work right. I don't think it's. I don't know. It's fucking. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to do this.
Look at you go.
I'm over here like, that's the kind of shit that drives you nuts, but that's the name of car. Like, that's cars.
Hot rodding.
Yeah, and it makes
so way she goes, boys.
Yeah, it makes you think. It makes you smarter. That's for goddamn sure.
Oh, yeah.
Test your brain.
All my issues have been a serious learning curve.
Yeah. Me too.
But like you said, that's how you get better. And if you ever have that issue again, you go straight to there and
yeah,
start there. But
it's hard. It's hard because there's so much noise too. You know, you feel lost, so you feel like you want to go to
start asking.
Asking for others. But it almost, at least for me, it just depends. You just because it almost can hurt you even worse. That's where almost sometimes I feel like I want to like. That's where some of like what you were talking about, where the mind things start happening, where you're like feel defeated because everyone starts maybe saying the same old shit that you've already been down, and you're like, like, you know, I don't know. I feel like it. Sometimes you can get even more frustrated.
Well, it's like my father-in-law. He put it to me the best way when I was having issues with it last year. He was like, "The only person that can fix it is you."
True. Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah, you're true. You're right. So I mean,
yeah.
And I think 90% of the people that have an issue trying to diagnose stuff is they put a timeline on it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have it. It has to be
Impatient.
done by this race or this car show or whatever you got. Whatever you do, it's like don't put a timeline on it. It'll come when it comes. You know. I mean, it sucks that you can't use your car, your hot rod, or whatever. But
that works for some people. Some people that turns into 22 years later, and then it never gets back together.
Yeah.
But for the average person, I agree. I mean, I think it's hard to, you know.
My thing is just like
impatience is people being impatient is a pet peeve of mine. Is like
just calm down.
The good things come to those who wait. I mean, I understand there's certain things, but if you take your time and really think about it and really, you know, run through all cause and effects or problem and solutions and what, you know, these different things could do, it's like, you know, I think it's frustrating, but it's what every car person goes through. But it's once I get Jimmy's car done, I think I'm ready to take a mental break from everyone's stuff except for mine. I'd do anything for Jimmy. He's like, I mean, I'd die for him for that. You know, that's easy. If he needs something, but I'm talking about additional new stuff and new cars and stuff like that, because everyone's, you know, they come to you with an issue, so you're constantly, at least for me, I have a problem. Just like if I were to go downstairs and start messing with your truck all night fucking long, I'd be thinking about it. I'd be thinking about how to fix it and how should we get it. And I'm like that with other people's shit.
I take other people's stuff too personally.
Yeah. Me too.
And it's like if it fucks up on that person and it's something I did, I get so mad at myself that I don't care where they are. I instantly go there and I start trying to fix what I did.
Yeah. And then you're like, it's not worth even putting yourself in the predicament sometimes.
Yeah, you marry yourself to somebody else's project when you're just small
piece of it.
Yeah,
you know?
They either hired you to do one small piece, like you just said, or you offered your time, and it's like, that was my job. It fucked up. I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I do enjoy helping people.
I do too. I just think I need a break. You know what I mean? Because if you get I don't know, I get myself wrapped up into that. It's just like, I need a mental break for myself to not worry about, because it's hard. It's just really hard. But like I said, it's all going to be worth it though. Like Jimmy's car, I learned so freaking much. That was like, other than my own car, that was the first car I actually, was able to mess with that wasn't my own. And It's really complicated. And because it was so complicated, I learned so much. And then it's going to be rewarding when we get this it's going to be a stupid issue. And then from there, we're ready for the track. I mean, everything's there. Right. Everything's done. And we go out and make some passes and, create those memories and,
start enjoying it.
Yeah. But it's, the grind part is
taxing.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. But what we got, anything else? Jesus, almost burped. Anything else going on this week? Where, Brett, you're going to Alaska?
Next Wednesday, me and Cody leave in the morning. And we'll be gone I'll come back that next Friday.
Well, enjoy. Be safe. Enjoy that July 4th festivities out there. See some cars fly off mountains and shit. Take some videos. Can you take some video?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get any video of your car at H-Town?
Yeah, I got a couple.
What was your dad doing? Just standing there with his Miller Lite?
He had his fucking farming hat on. His fucking...
He had a tungsten and a filler rod.
Jesse, no, Jesse, I have a drone video.
Hell yeah.
Jesse brought his
we
drone.
got to get some... We need to do a training class for holding the camera for people, for you.
Jesse got good videos, and we got a drone.
Oh, good.
Drone shots.
Good.
Of me getting my shit pushed in.
Dude. Tungsten and his filler rod.
I was still fucking laughing about that.
It was good. Oh, God. Did he have fun? Did your dad have fun, though? Did you have a good time? I bet.
Good.
We need...
I still need to meet your dad.
Oh, his dad's the best.
I feel like I can't flip the guy's shit because I don't even know him.
Oh.
I had a good time down there. Everyone's so friendly.
Meme central.
Guys from Wichita were there. They're friendly, trying to help out.
I'm still fucked up.
I'm still hearing it in my head. It's funny. But that's good. We just got to get you going around. So I think he'll be really excited. Has he ever been when you actually won?
Yeah, he's been there.
He's been to a race that you've won? That's good. That's good. I am a little bummed out I didn't get to go to the track because my dad was ready to go. And he was excited about it. Going to the track.
That's the best, having your dad there.
Yeah, but because he wasn't there for the 9-second one, and because it was too early, he was working during when we did that. So I don't think he's actually went when I went to the track yet in that car. So
yeah, I know he's ready.
I definitely want to go rounds. If I can get the motherfucker running 550s consistently, we should be good.
We need to get him. Then you get him strapped in his car.
Who?
His dad in his Nova.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'll be some. Get a GoPro in there. Get some facial reactions when he makes his first pull.
Yeah.
It'd be funny as fuck.
Might do an 80 mil on his.
An 80? Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Anyway.
Yep.
All right. We're going to wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
All right. You ain't scrubbing?
You ain't vibing.